This sucks, okay? What I'm about to tell you sucks. But this is the way to achieve that when you're not already famous or well known.
This is episode 77 of the Alt Arts Academy podcast, How to Get Industry to Take You Seriously, with Dean Victor Varnado and Vice Queen Roxy Lim.
This section of our show is about how to get industry to take you seriously. Now, everybody, I'm about to tell you some stuff that's gonna make me sound like a crazy guru. I am not a crazy guru. I'm just telling you how I think about things, okay? I'm not gonna try to Gary Vaynerchuk you. Vaynerchuk. Roxy, which is
Vaynerchuk?
Vaynerchuk.
I'm pretty sure it's Vaynerchuk.
And I like some of what he does, but he's a lot of
A lot. Just a lot.
He's a lot. Anyway, but I like him though. But what I'm trying to say is what I've learned from looking at people like that is I learned that you can take some of what is good about people who are like life coachy people, and some of it can apply to entertainment. And so here's how it applies to entertainment for me. So how to get industry people to take you seriously. It's you have to answer two questions. Okay. So everybody who you're trying to pitch to or you want something from, including like a club booker, including like a movie dev person, including just anybody who you want something from, or a customer, anybody who wants to buy like your t-shirt, like whatever it is. Everybody's always asking two questions. And if you make sure those two questions are answered, then you're good. Here's the two questions, everybody. Question number one. Everybody wants to know if you can do what you say you can do. Okay? Can you do whatever you're saying you can do? When I go into pitch a TV show, people are like, can this person pull off an actual TV show? That's one of the questions they want to ask. When you're a comedian going on stage, people want to know, can this person hold an audience's attention and be funny? They want to know whether or not you can do whatever it is you say that you can do. The second thing that people are always asking is, are you good? Okay? Whatever you're doing, will it be good? Will it be entertaining? Is it as good as everything else out there? They want to know if it's good for them. Will it give them what they want? Is it good enough to give them what they want? That's what they want to know. And those are the two questions. And here's I think the big secret behind it. The big secret behind it is you want people to have answered those questions in their head before you talk to them. The best space to be in is a space where people already assume that you know what you're doing, and they already assume that you're good before you start to pitch to them. Let's take a look at, say, Seth Rogen, for instance, okay? Seth Rogen is not the answer to everything, but he is the example on this. This is the example for what I'm about to give you. So Seth Rogen is a guy where he can mostly walk into anywhere and get a deal going. Why? Because everybody already assumes that he knows what he's doing. And everybody also thinks that whatever he does is good because he's made a couple of hits. And so people, even people who don't know for sure, because that'll happen a lot. Like when you're going to a deaf person, they don't trust their opinion. But if they've heard you're good, then often they'll give you a deal because they think it's the right thing to do, because they think that everybody else. In fact, I'm just going to say this. A lot of the entertainment industry is the Emperor's New Clothes. And if you don't know that story, do you know the Emperor's New Clothes story, Roxy?
Yeah, but mainly because I watched The Emperor's New Groove.
The Emperor's New... That's not even... It's not the same story.
It's not
at
the same
all.
exact thing.
No, it's not even close to the same story. The Emperor's New Groove. I mean, I love that movie, but it's not the story of The Emperor's New Clothes at all. Do you know the story of The Emperor's New Clothes?
Very vaguely.
Great.
Yes.
So that's what the entertainment industry... In the story of The Emperor's New Clothes, the Emperor is walking around butt naked because some tailors, fake tailors, have said to the Emperor, only the smartest and wisest people can see these special clothes we made. And so they pretend to make him clothes out of nothing. But he pretends to see them because he doesn't want anybody to think that he's not smart and the smartest in the land. So he's walking around just butt naked, and then he walks in front of the city, and nobody says anything because everybody wants to pretend like they know what's happening too. And so that's the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry there are a lot of people in the entertainment industry who don't trust their own opinion, but they just go by what everybody else thinks because they don't want to be odd man out. There's a lot of fear in the entertainment industry, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is. So if people believe already that you can do what you can do, and people believe that what you're doing is good already, then then your decision is made for you. How do you achieve that? Well, if you're not Seth Rogen and you don't already have a lot of people who back you up, then there's actually this sucks. Okay, what I'm about to tell you sucks, but this is the way to achieve that when you're not already famous or well known. I'm so sorry to say it. Social media. That's right, everybody. That's part of your job if you're in entertainment, is social media. You don't have to go crazy on your social media. And my social media is one where I just don't go nuts on my social media, but I always try to post something, one thing a day. But often the things that I post are hints into what I'm doing and what's going on with me. So it always seems like that something good is happening in my career. This has directly led to me getting a recent book deal because of me just doing stuff in social media. I got a book deal out of my social media. I'll tell you exactly how it happened right now. And this is just one of those things where people just assume that I know what I'm doing. Like when they asked me to do this book, had I ever done a book like this before? Absolutely not. I'm just figuring it out? Yes, because I've never done a book like this before, but I got it through social media. And again, I think that social media is a tool. And like any other tool, I don't have to like a hacksaw or a hammer. I don't really want a hammer. I don't love hammers, but I will use a hammer when I need to put up a picture. And so social media is part of the road to entertainment now. And if you use it right, it will make people think more of you. I don't even know what I'm saying. It just social media really, really helps in people's opinion of you. And so you should use it, utilize it, because it absolutely does help. This is how I got a book deal out of social media. Okay, so at one point, I had a cartoon that went viral. So I had this cartoon that went viral, and when the cartoon went viral, I tried to capitalize on the cartoon going viral by just posting cartoons every day after that cartoon. And so I did. So the cartoon went viral. A lot of people were checking out my Instagram. And so and because I started posting cartoons every day, some people stuck with it. And one of the people that stuck with it eventually approached me and said, "Hey, I love all your cartoons. Would you like to do a book deal?" And I was like, yes. And it led to a book deal just by me keeping my social media active and trying to capitalize on something that worked. And it sucks. Social media does suck. Having to do that sucks. It sucks. But it works if you are smart about it. And so I'm just trying to get to the point now where people already assume that I'm good at stuff, and people already assume that I can do stuff. So when I do stuff, my social media is not just postings of, look at me, I'm doing this, or look at me, I'm in Mexico, I'm working on a movie. That's not what my social media is. But my social media is usually telling the story of what it's like to work in the way that I work. And so sometimes there's good things that are happening. Sometimes there's bad things that are happening. Like my social media at one point has been about like how hard it is to run a production company during the pandemic. And and for a while, like I had absolutely no money coming in, and that sucked. And that was part of my social media for a while. But that also told the story and kept people involved in the idea that I was always doing something, always making something happen. And that it actually really does help. Like that led to one of the things that happened recently was I was up for a job, and because I had previously put on social media a video of me drawing a penis, then they were so happy about that. Like they found that this is so dumb. Okay. A long time ago, I made a video of myself drawing a penis, and I thought it was hilarious. It was. And eventually I became the #1 Google result for drawing a penis by video. I recently was... Yes, it is confirmed by Roxy. I am the #1 video Google result for drawing when you search for how to draw a penis. But because of my record on social media, like of always putting things out, it just came back around at a time when it was perfect. It's just preparing. Like if you work your social media and you use it to create... I'm trying not to say that social media is all fake, but it kind of is. And so
I can tag in for a second.
Yeah, go ahead, tag in.
Yeah. So as an introvert, social media has always scared me, but as a creative, it has definitely elevated my ability to make connections that are like fulfilling and also very resourceful. A lot of the people that I've met and been able to work with are through social media. And it's because when you are creative, you want to establish a very clear and communicated brand, because you yourself are in a way a brand. So you want to communicate that, like, even if you're not necessarily working on like a huge like feature film, like in my case, right? You want to show that you are intentionally creating content that can put you in that place in the future. So
absolutely, you want to create a reputation for yourself on social media and also in the real world. And the reputation is you get stuff done and everything you do is good. If you can create that reputation, then people actually start to believe it. And I have a list of things on my wall. I have a list of things that I always want people to think about when they interact with me or see my work. I have like 6 words that I want people to think of. Did I show you this before, Roxy?
no.
Okay, I'm gonna get it, and I want you to guess what the 6 words are. You guess. Just try to guess a couple. I'm gonna grab it. Hold on.
Are they nouns or are they verbs? All right.
I think they're adjectives.
Everybody in the comments, please tell me what you think the words are as well. Let's make this an interactive thing.
And so I have this in a picture frame. I have like 6 words that I want people to think about when they're done interacting with me. And I weigh this against everything that I do, including this podcast. And then I also have one more picture. Hold on.
Is this something you made yourself, or is this like a Target, like live, laugh, love kind of thing?
It's something that I made myself.
Okay, cool.
So here are the 6. Did anybody guess?
Funny.
funny is on the list.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's also one of my words.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure it is.
I thought
Just trying to piggyback on your word.
No. I was also thinking, crazy, because we had this conversation prior.
Crazy is not on the list.
Oh, sorry. We have inform.
Inform. Close.
Okay.
It's close on the list. I'm ready to read off the list if people don't, if unless there's any more guests. Competent. That's close. That's very close to what's on the list. Okay. So here are the words that are on my list. Smart. That's close to something on my list too. Here are the words that I want people to think about me when they're done dealing with me. I am creative. Brilliant. This is what I want people to think. It doesn't mean I am brilliant. It just means I want people to think that. Funny. Genuine. Innovative. And kind. That's my 6 words. And as you can see, I wrote it down really fast. I misspelled creative. I left the V out of it. So there you go. If anybody wants to know what happens when you write fast. And then I also have this, which is this is the, I feel just like the biggest hippie. I just want to, I hope I can show you this, and then like right after I show you this, my head just explodes and just gore. Okay, so I also have this on my wall, which is about all time, because I believe this 100%, and I am embarrassed, but this is real. Make joy. I have a little horse thing that I'm drawing. It just reminds me that like in any given moment, you have a choice. You have a choice, and you can try to just suck as much happiness out of whatever moment that you're living in. Like and so it's just a reminder for me to do that. Like right now I'm doing a podcast, and some days I don't want to do the podcast, but since I'm already here, why don't I enjoy myself?
I like this exercise. This is a good exercise.
It is. I mean, it's what I think about. It's what I think about all the time. But all of that helps, and that guides like how I do my social media, how I choose projects, how I choose people that I work with, how I react to people when they're like, because online people act crazy. People. Not everybody is the friendliest person online, so it helps me remember what's important to me, and so that I have a good time doing what I do. All right. So in short, how to get people to take you seriously, at least industry to take you seriously, is make sure that the word out on you is that you're a person who can do things, who can finish things, and that you're good. Just the word out in the world should be that you're good at what you do. And you can help control that a lot, like a lot, by social media, because there's nobody you're going to encounter. There's no job you're going to apply for where people are not going to check out your social media. So just be ready. Be ready for them with your social media. That's the end of the episode, everybody. All right. So everyone, I just want to say big thanks to my co-host, Vice Queen Roxy. Yes, that's her head. There it is.
Hello, it is I.
Is what?
I was saying yes, it is I.
Oh, you were like gesturing to yourself, not just showing
Yes.
them. This is your head. Okay, got it. All right, and then I'm Dean Victor Varnado. You can reach us at altartsacademy.com. On All Arts Academy and all social media. You can also reach us at altartsacademy.com, actually, and also Arts Academy podcast. Wait, that's it? Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you have another question, please ask. We'll answer any questions. But yeah, this is just a podcast. This isn't a class. This is a podcast. So what would you like to know, Des Moines? What material formats should you have prepared to submit? It depends who you're submitting to. Can you give me more of an idea of who you're submitting to? It depends what the result is that you want, the materials that you have prepared. And if you are wondering, like, that's it, then yeah, if you have more questions, we'll answer whatever questions you have. I think we have a little time left. Do we have a little time left? Let's see.
We have 5 minutes.
Yeah, we have about 5 more minutes. We can answer any question you want. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I am here. I want to answer your questions. But saying that's it is not really a question your question is not really that's it. So no one's elaborated on anything. Well, I guess if no one up, here we go. I'm bad at social, and like I said, I'm fat and uninteresting. Well, what do I do with that? Well, here's the thing. This is the truth. No matter what you think of yourself, you're interesting to everybody. The minutia of anyone's life is interesting to other people. Why? Because people are generally nosy. If people could be invisible and follow each other around, they would do that all the time. So if you let people into your life in any way, it's interesting. And he's saying that you are fat. Well, I am a black albino with a lazy eye. So there you go. Who wins? It's hard to say. Are industry people at comedy festivals open to comics approaching them in person? Often they are, especially if you just killed. But yeah, often they are. If they don't know you, it's really cool just to ask them questions at comedy festivals because they know that's what they're there for. Comedy festivals generally have an agreement with industry people who come there, or actually any market with industry people. They're there to be a resource. So, and they know that. And so often they're like super friendly. So you can probably just walk up to people and start talking. And as long as you're not a creep about it, everything should go fine. What's the best way to take advantage of industry people being present at a comedy festival? Yeah, I would say just walk up to them and just ask them normal questions. You could just be like, hey, I'm a new comic, or I'm a comic, I don't have a lot of experience. And one thing I've always wondered about is how does somebody go from being a comic, an unknown comic, to getting an HBO special? And they will probably really enjoy talking to you because, as we know, everybody loves it when people ask them their opinion. And I would just feel free to ask people just like innocent questions, because when you're at a comedy festival, that is like a thing where it's like, okay, we know everybody's here for the same thing, so people are more open to those type of conversations, or at least that's what I would do. Rachel Dunbar. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah.
I also want to recommend again watching our last 2 episodes with Rebecca Trent of Creek and Cave for any comedy related industry questions. She answered a lot, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, check out the last couple of episodes because we talked specifically about that. In fact, she runs a festival, and so you could learn a lot from what she said. That's some good stuff. I think you were actually there though, so you know.
This one's me. This is my face. Hello.
All right. The real Roxanne. Roxanne. What is a definite faux pas when getting industry to notice you? Definite faux pas is just being, well, I mean, the worst thing you can do when you're trying to talk to industry is be angry. Like when people are like, when people are mad because industry won't pay attention to them, or they are super aggressive. Sometimes people will not be responsive to you, and you just need to just take it. You just need to take it and not make a big deal about it. It's not, it may be personal for them or you. Like it could be that they're just a big jerk. That's possible, but all of that stuff is not worth your time at all, because you're not trying to be their friend necessarily. You're trying to do your work. And if people are not giving you the time of day and you turn it into something that's personal or angry, like just don't even do it. I've had industry people who've done crazy things to me. And because I didn't blow up, I've always been the one that comes out looking great in the situation. In fact, recently, someone tried to spread a rumor about me. Like, without putting any names out there, we were trying to hire a client for something, or bring a client onto like one of our shows, and then their industry contact, their rep, said, well, I think my client and Victor have some sort of bad history, so I don't think my client should be on the show. And then it turns out that that rep who we found out was an ex-manager of mine whom I fired for being a big idiot. So, but because when I fired them for being an idiot, I was just like 100% professional. And they were doing some stuff where I was like mad, like straight up. I was contacted by a company and they're like, hey, we've been trying to contact you through your manager for over a week because we want to do your project, but they haven't returned any of our messages. And so that was what they were doing. But because I didn't get mad about it, I just did what I needed to do. Like now it's very clear between me and that manager person who is right and who is wrong. And so the thing that they said got immediately discounted because everyone else is aware of what happened in the past. And so because I just kept it professional, even though I was furious, it was helpful for me now. So I think the worst thing you can do with industry is bring your own personal stuff into it. Just take out personal. Just do your job. Think about it as your job. Do your job. And that's to be talented, not to fight people. All right. That's it, everybody. That's it for the show. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you want us to answer any questions, just hit us up on any social media at artsacademypodcast.com. Thanks, everybody.